welcome. Trivalent beings of spirit, mind, and body. Time for the Ask Doc Alkebulanese Solution Show, sponsored by Prometheus Reborn Universal Foundation, also known as Proof. Its mission is to spread the trivalent understanding noetics, featuring stand-up philosophy that includes anthropology, psychology, biology, metaphysics, medicine, psychodrama, comedy, and music through a genre called edutainment, educating while entertaining, coined by KRS-One. The host of this wonderful show is Dr. Kwaku L. Carlisle Woods, RN, MD, MED-D1, and myself, co-host, Dr. Hamida Rockman Woods, MED, PhD, MED-D2. Well, we're back, y'all. I have the PH.
I have the M.
We both have D's. That makes us Doc Squared. Before we begin, I want to give honor to my ancestors.
Yes.
The trip that we took, that you already know, to Ghana, Larte, and the spiritual endowment was due to the protection and the energy of our ancestors, and I want to make sure that I honor them. Beginning with my Mojia, the body that I have from my mother's side of the family, the Melsons, for their agility, their attention to details, and juvenation. Then my Entoro, that's my father's people, and their energy of the sense of God, the sense of the love of land, and the sense of community. Then there's my Sun Sun, which is my mother's mother. I want to give honor to the aid that they have transferred to me to aid, to teach, and to educate.
Yes.
And that they are the butler and swains. Then lastly, my Okra, which is my father's mother's people. And they gave me my imagination. They gave me the connection to the Most High and healing. So I give thanks to the Most High most of all. And we can continue the show.
All righty then. Well, you see, after my wife and I recently returned from our 2-week stay in Ghana,
we have a nice picture
where I was made chief, that's called Ohene, and she adorned with the Queen Mother's Ohima title, that's us. We noticed similar problems there as in the United States of America,
Yes.
where both nations had modeled their educational system from the British example that has been soundly criticized by one of its best known educators, Sir Kenneth Robinson.
Yes.
That's him. Sir Kenneth, world-renowned British educationalist who died 8/21/20 from cancer, promoted creativity and more diverse and individualized curriculum. He stated, "Our educational system has mined our minds in the way we strip mine the earth for a particular commodity. And for the future, it won't serve us. We must rethink the fundamental principles on which we're educating our children." Sir Kenneth's 2006 TED Talk, "Do Schools Kill Creativity?" remains TED's most popular presentation. Last time I checked, last year around April, it had almost 75 million views. Education is not the learning of facts, but the training of the mind to think. Now that came from not Ken Robinson, that came from Albert Einstein. Smart minds think very similar. Elevated minds think very much alike. Enabled minds think along the same path. Imagination, as the author of creativity, is one of the main functions of the spirit, according to the trivalent understanding noetics. Tune. and is soundly discouraged in all of our training, educational institutions. Stop that daydreaming, child. You better put your mind over here on the lessons. A statement and a sentiment felt throughout our system of training called No Child Left Behind. Now, this system was created not to teach children how to use their spirits, minds, and bodies. It does not pay very much attention at all to the trivalent nature of our being. But it was made instead to train them in English, math, and social conventions desired by large corporations and their employees. George W. Bush, who was the president who pushed and established this No Child Left Behind system that we are still using right now, when asked about the standards of our educational system, and the standards are what things we're trying to get the students to understand, learn, and utilize. These standards were questioned, and George W. Bush said, the standards of our system are the abilities desired by most employers in their employees. Our system is not at all about the students, period. Our whole system of training is about creating workers for some industry. That's just jacked up. So we are training a bunch of workers for Ford, KFC, and Walmart, not teaching children how to tap the potential in each human being. Our system limits our children and our future.
Ashe.
One of the ways that limitation is experienced is when children are loaded with the fears, regrets, and disappointments that their parents have gone through. Mississippi Charles Bevel wrote a song all about that. He called it Not a Season, because he understood that human beings, unlike almost any other living thing on this planet, has no mating season. We don't have a season in which we procreate. We do it 4 times a day if we can, every day that we feel it, 365 days a year. And you know I'm telling the truth. Okay. Mississippi said, Global, y'all can go ahead and use my song. And we decided, thank you very much, we need to change the title because it talks about a very, very old portion of our human experience called the grapes of wrath. John Steinbeck, the novelist, wrote this book back in the 1930s. It was made into a movie. And he described this disabling energy that a people create whose purpose has been thwarted, whose reason for being has been blocked. And he described this disabling energy as the grapes of wrath. We give these to our children and load them with our problems and our fears without any thought about how it's going to affect their living. We got a song from the Hip Hop Trio that kind of describes this being saddled with these grapes and how it affects not just our children, but our lives and our futures.
Yes.
We would like to perform that song for you right now. And again, we are giving you an example of the grapes of wrath.
Babies come into this world, not a season. Even if we don't, they know the reasons. And the one who sends them, gives them gifts to care. Tells them, children, take your time, but do not tarry. You will all arrive but naked, equally endowed to make it. You should have everything you need when you get there. But you should never have to eat the grapes of wrath. You should never have to eat the grapes of wrath. God's and babies, they don't know how we are divided. If they did, the sin them never would have been decided. Red and brown, black and white, how we mock them. Rich and poor, high or low, is how we stop them. Why do we make those distinctions when we don't have an inkling of what each child will bring, how they'll share? We just take their gifts and crush like we don't care. Then we send them out to harvest the grapes of wrath. Yes, we send them out to harvest the grapes of wrath. They should never have to eat the grapes of wrath. They should never have to eat the grapes of wrath. So we all get in line for a young one. Some will grab 10 or 12, some will get none. And the children chose by rich ones will be pampered, while the children left to poor ones will be hampered. Why do we act like such heathens when every known religion teaches us each and every child is in our care? But we just take their gifts and crush them like we don't care. Then we send them out to harvest the grapes of wrath.
Yes, we send them out to harvest. Yes, we send them out to harvest.
Yes, we send them out to harvest the grapes of wrath. Whoa, whoa, whoa,
Those are the fruit that we send our children into life with.
The voices that you hear of the Hip Hope Trio Plus, the plus is Dr. Larry Carlisle Woods. The trio is Shelly K, and then there's KK, her sister, and then myself, Essie Bessette.
Absolutely. Grapes of wrath. How do you not give your child your grapes? Tell them about solutions to the problems that you encountered. Give them demonstrations and examples of how to overcome limitations and restrictions.
I like to add, no matter what age they are, could be young children, school age, could be adult. I just want to make sure that's added.
Yeah, and I want to expand that. You can start this before the child learns to walk
Yes,
or talk.
thank you.
This is very, very, very important.
Yes.
It frees your child from your
Yes.
restrictions.
Yes.
Very, very important. But the system we have now pays absolutely no mind whatsoever to any of those things.
No.
We need a system based on the individual's ability to direct their spirit, to engage their minds, and the understanding of their knowing of their being. Understanding and knowing are two separate aspects of your human mind. Knowing is emotional, spiritual, which means that you feel an emotion about what you know. Understanding is intellectual and involves thinking, not feelings, thoughts. Almost everything you will ever experience in this existence, you already know. Because in each human being, as my wife illustrated in the beginning of this program, each human being has an okra. That is a portion of the Most High that all human beings possess. And that okra knows everything that was, everything that is, and everything that shall be. Our job and the whole job of life is to give you understanding about the things that you already know, so that you can think about them, so that you can compare them, so that you can measure them, so that you can do the things that minds do, and come up with solutions and means by which all of the restrictions and challenges that you are faced with are overcome and dealt away with.
Ashe.
That is the purpose of our being. How and why to direct their minds into enabling path not only elevates the person, it directs both the individual and the culture forward. When we went to Ghana, we saw some of the same types of restrictions that are plaguing us here. We dealt with lots and lots of young people. We dealt with lots and lots of children. We dealt with lots and lots of people who were going to schools. But again, those schools were based on European, primarily British history and British understanding. Now, hold on just one second. Europeans are about 30 to 50,000 years old. Alkebulanese, and that's what we call people from Alkebulan, the place that Europeans call Africa, are about 100, 150,000 years old. Some put that back as far as 2, 3, even 400,000 years ago, when mankind was first created. The first created man in Alkebulan looked like us. Europe is a very immature culture. And in comparison to Alkebulanese, they are early teenagers. When you compare 200,000 to 30, let's say 40,000, yeah, saying that 200,000 is 100 years old in maturity.
Okay.
That would make 40,000 years about 14. And that's how Europeans function. They function like a teenager. Lots of fear, lots of aggression, lots of ignoring older, more established forms and the reality around them.
Just for a moment, I want to give a shout out to David. See him waving.
David!
We
Yes,
love
indeed. David Owusu.
Feel so pleased that you're passing your blessings on to us.
Yes. that picture that you just saw was at least in part accomplished through David's efforts. He is my Achime, he is my voice when I am not present, and he set up most of the things that we were allowed to do separate from Nanabotwe.
You could put that picture back up since this was up, and we can explain who's who. All right. So
David is in Ghana, West Africa.
yes, and he took this picture of us. So much appreciation. He was our right hand person. We really
That,
appreciate and
that
love
is my
David.
wife. Next to her, of course, is me. Ensom is the female on my left-hand side, and of course, my best friend and business partner all the way on the other end is McKinley Tate III.
We're in the main house of the shrine,
Absolutely.
Nana Shurjaby Shrine.
Wow, this is beautiful. We are setting up different educational institutions in Larteh, Ghana. They also discussed me setting a clinic up, a health clinic there. Our major motif is going to be to impress the trivalent understanding noetics on Alkebulanese. They have an insight already into it. The Akan, about maybe 3,500, 4,000 years ago, taught a group in Alkebulan that lived in a place called Kemet. Europeans call that Egypt. They taught them the principles of understanding your own being and how to make that own being operate on its highest level of effectiveness. The Kemetans taught the Hebrews. The Hebrews were later turned into the Hebrews, and they took the messages that the Kemetans gave them to another level of understanding and taught the whole rest of the world religion based on a spirituality that originated with the Akans, who then went from East Alkebulan all the way over to West Alkebulan and set up their culture in Ghana. That's why we went there. Good evening, my
Good evening,
family.
David.
Good evening, David.
My dear husband, would you explain the difference between spirituality and religion?
Yes, good question. Spirituality is about understanding, again, this is intellectual, this is thinking, how your spirit works. All human beings know and have almost always known, felt, that we are composed of a material portion called a body, an immaterial portion called a spirit or soul, and a partially material, partially immaterial portion called a mind. We know that. What we do not understand is how those things function, how they coordinate, who's in charge, how to improve that coordination, and how to make what you believe and have faith in your reality. The scientific study of these things is called noetic science. And I am a member of the Institute of Noetic Science, or at least I was last time I paid my dues. Religion takes spirituality and takes it into a cultural, somewhat limited aspect in which the worship of spirituality is taught, practiced, and performed. That's religion, as opposed to the science of your spirit. We're trying to teach spirituality. How does your spirit function? How does it control your mind and body? What things you need to understand to make it function better? How does your will work? How does your faith function? How do you take what you believe and what you desire to be your reality and turn it into the life that you live. We teach you techniques and give you tools in order to make this happen, to allow this to occur. And these tools are so effective, it will change how you function from head to toe in 133 seconds. Seconds. Number two, these tools of the trivalent understanding noetics have been recognized by almost everybody who's had an opportunity to understand them as the most effective tools for humanity. And I've told almost everybody who will listen. About 12 years ago, I got this strange call from New York and my Africa House office from some people who told me I had been nominated for something called the X Prize for creating the trivalent understanding noetics. I'd never heard of it. And I didn't know that Elon Musk was the first X Prize winner, and the X Prize is actually a $10 million prize given in any area of particular innovation for humanity. As a result of being nominated, they wanted me to go to the United Nations Incentive to Innovation Conference at UN headquarters in New York and tell the world about the trivalent understanding noetics, which I did after we haggled on who was going to pay for this. They did. Those things are what we are trying to do in Ghana, and those are the needs that we found when we journeyed there. Speaking of that journey, we had a couple of videos.
Oh yeah, one of our special ones with Kofi and his wife.
Yes.
He is the proprietor, builder of his hotel called Hyde View Hotel. It's a picture with Mick and
That's COVID.
right, and next to him is a Kosia.
Yes.
That means she was born. Her day name is. She was born on a Sunday, just like myself. I'm a Kosia myself. Next to her is Kofi, her husband, who is his name is Ebenezer Marte.
His name is Ebenezer Monte. Now, look and notice that he and I are wearing very, very similar outfits. That's because that's what he gave me. He is a builder, and his name is Ebenezer Monte. My grandfather's father, my great-grandfather's name is Ebenezer Martin. And he is also a builder, as everybody in my family has been for as many generations as I can go back. They are all masons, carpenters, plumbers, roofers, electricians. He has all those same skills, and he's applying them in the same way that we have for the last, 200 or 300 years, as far as I know. We also interacted with some young people there while we were there. Can we get a picture of some of the...
That's one of those last pictures, the drummer and
drummer,
Doc
yeah.
together. Yeah, one of those last pictures.
Oh, God, yes. We would love to show you some of the... Yes!
Aw, Madase Micah, right on time.
Right on time. Now, these are all drummers from Larte, and they're wearing the Walk 'em Like a Dog shirts that are Global Entertainment's trademark for OG Shankster's Brown's Anthem. All of your opponents, you're supposed to treat like pets. You're supposed to walk 'em like a dog. Hot dog, and yeah.
I like to make note that every picture that my husband took and video that he took while he was there, if you pay attention to it, there's a glow above him. And hopefully next week we'll show you a video of the drummers, the young men drumming while he's standing in the middle of them. And you can see the energy vibrating in the atmosphere above them.
Everybody look at this picture. Look above my head and you see the light. We're not putting light in there. That's not something that we did. That's the way the picture came out because that's what God did.
Yes.
And in almost every picture that we took over there, there is some sort of illumination around me. I ain't claiming nothing. I told everybody who would listen, I know three things about God. Number one, I ain't him. Number two, him, her. Number two, they don't need me for jack. Number three, God is a scientist.
Yes.
And we can get into that more later. But these are some of the young people that I found having the same, okay, some of them. Marquita Higgins said, God did that. Oh,
Yes.
yeah. Amen,
God
she
save
said.
Marquita.
Yes, indeed. That's exactly what we thought. Because it
Yeah.
didn't happen once or twice.
It happens a lot.
Yes, it does.
Not just there. It happens a lot.
As everybody, again, who has ever listened to me will tell you, my first statement to anybody who doesn't know me is, I'm strange. Before I was ever born, my mother's father told everybody that I was going to be born and that I was going to be strange. And when I was born with this veil over my face and, this intelligence that ancestors blessed me with, I've been strange my whole 73 years. I plan on doing it till I'm 103. At least that's what God told me. I'm here for that period of time because that's what my work calls for. Now, let's get back to the program because we kind of sidetracked there just for a minute. Understanding how to coordinate the best functioning of your trivalency. Spirit, mind, body. 3 parts to your being. That's tri, that means 3, valent, powered. You are a trivalent being. And understanding how to use that trivalency lifts you from ignorance to something that we call meta. You are better when you are meta because you understand the nature and functioning of your being. Other than that, you do not. There is no place in this culture, in this training system, in this system of, quote, education that teaches you anything about how your spirit, mind, and body coordinate your being. That's my job. And I'm here mainly to teach it to pink people. Okay. Understanding how to coordinate the best functioning of your trivalency is basic to the best of humanity and should be the basis of all teaching pedagogic pursuits. Without this understanding, you're trying to compete in a drag race without understanding how a clutch and stick operate in coordination with the gas and brake pedal. You see, I used to do a little racing once when I was younger at a place called Alton Drags in Alton, Illinois, right across the river from St. Louis. Yeah, I did that when I was 15 and a half. So, you can do it without understanding how a stick or gas or brake or any of those things work. You can do it, but nowhere near as well as those with the best understanding and coordination of those cooperating units. That's how you function. Without understanding how you function, you can't get anywhere near the coordination of somebody who does understand how they function. I can change, elevate, or eliminate my functioning just like that by controlling what my spirit tells my mind. We teach you how to do those things. Education should always start with an understanding between what the student knows and what they understand. Then that understanding should be expanded and explored to answer basic questions about what you are, a trivalent being, who you are, an ancestor from the first human beings. I'm sorry, a descendant of the first human beings.
Right, right, right,
Mhm.
right. Hmm.
Where you are, and I'm not talking about GPS or address, I'm talking about the place where you live and what has happened there, the history of that place. Because the history of that place will be constantly affecting you. And if you do not understand that history, you're going to not understand what is going on. Okay, Mick wants us to say that you can call in and
At
ask us a question.
602-610-2060 and enter code 754932. It's at the bottom of the screen.
Right.
It's in white font, so it may be a little difficult for the audience to see.
Well, one other thing I want to let everybody know, if you're enjoying this program, please hit the subscribe button, the like button,
Yeah,
and
please.
share. We're
Yes.
trying to
Yeah.
grow.
We're trying to
And
grow.
And if you guys want to grow with us and want to see this grow, you'll do that right now.
Yes.
Yes,
Go
please.
ahead.
Share,
Yes, please.
share your blessings.
Yes, indeed.
Yes.
And David's saying, good looking with your African wear. Hey, way to go, my brother.
Yeah, we must give credit to Nana Botwe.
Nana
because-
Botwe bought
because
these things.
she-
I sparkled them up and put the other things on it, but
Yeah, as I was going to say, yes, she did a wonderful job in picking out these attire for us. And there was a few that my husband purchased as well. But we'll be wearing them on the show until we're done with the segment on Ghana.
absolutely. Okay. I start with what you are, who you are, where you are, and I now continue with when you are. When you are is always the same, because when you are is now. And you always need to be aware of what things need to be done now, what things need to be avoided now, what things need to be watched out for now. Those are things that come from both the past and the future. But you need to be worried and understand how you got to the now. Once you understand what you are, who you are, where you are, and when you are, it will be very, very easy for you to determine why you are. Okay.
All right.
The functioning of an individual's spirit to direct and focus their minds should be pointed out as they think about any question, problem, or situation. Changing or altering the images or visions of a situation profoundly changes the circumstances and the solution. But we are obviously not at that point at this time. Instead, we live in a very different world.
Okay, we have a call. When you're ready, I'll pull it up.
Please, let's do the call.
Okay.
David said, that's a perfect outfit. I'm glad you think
Okay.
so, my brother. I'm glad you like it.
All right, here's David. Call back. This is David, and I want to make sure I'm getting him for us all to hear. So I'm going to try this voice call. All righty.
He called her personal number.
Not sure. It's not. It won't be for everyone to hear. So let's play
put
with
your
it.
phone next to your mic so that your mic can mic and elevate
Okay, let's see.
his phone.
Let's try that. It's saying you can't place a WhatsApp call if you're already on a phone call, and the phone call is the system that's for our our call in. That's what's happening. So we can't do it that way.
Okay.
David, if you can call that number that's on the screen, maybe.
Yes, please. Use
Then-
WhatsApp to
then you
call
can-
that number.
I don't know if you can use that.
That's
that
the only
number
way
for
he
the
calls.
WhatsApp.
That's the only way he calls outside of Ghana, is through
Right.
WhatsApp. Oh, let's try it. But while we're trying that, as I was alluding to, we're not where we need to be. And we're not even right now heading very fast in that direction. We are trying to continue what we have been trained to do. And that training is not giving us a very enabling future. It's not at all concerned with what we are, where we are, when we are.
Or where we are, where or whose we come from.
Nope, not at all. It's a very ignorant, almost totally stupid system. Ignorant means not understanding. Stupid means not wanting to understand. And unfortunately, Europe, for the largest degree, especially England, have been stupid most of their lives because they represented all of the knowledge that came before them, that came from Asia, that came from Alkebulan, that came outside of Europe as evil, sinful, maybe even satanic. At least they were encouraged to do that by the Roman Catholic Church.
So learning about our ancestors and wearing the attire of our ancestors
No.
is taboo to them.
No, they wasn't ever about that. They was only about being European. Again, they act like 14-year-olds. And this is their, Marquitas, what is the spelling of the word that is the
type of
name of the
beings
type of beings that we are?
Alkebulanese.
Do you mean Alkebulanese or trivalent? We are trivalent beings. Trivalent. That's trivalent. Alkebulanese comes from Alkebulan. Alkebulan was the name our ancestors gave to the continent that they lived on. Alkebulan. No D on the end of it. Alkebulan. You are not African.
A V instead of a B.
Right, a
V
V.
as in Valentine.
Right. Absolutely. Triv as in Victor. Alent. Alkebulan. That's it. Alkebulan, you got it right. That's what you are. You are actually Alkebulanese. You are not African American. No. We got the name Africa because the Second Punic War, Rome against Carthage, was won
Marquita.
by a general.
Marquita.
Was won by a general named Scipio Africanus. That was his name. That's his Roman name. They decided to name the whole continent after him. So they named the continent Africa. Now, when the Romans went into Europe, Europe had no written language whatsoever. They had nobody who could read anything because they didn't have anything to read. The Romans taught them how to read Roman script, and it taught them everything that Romans thought. And everything that Romans called stuff by, that's what they taught to the Europeans.
Hey, Doc.
Uh-huh.
I think we got David on the line.
Okay, then, let's talk to David. David, you there? Hello?
Can you hear David?
We don't hear him.
Turn the
Oh,
Bluetooth.
can you? I can
there
hear
you
you.
go.
Coffee.
We hear him.
Me
now.
hoye!
now.
Me hoye!
Yeah.
Aka!
Yeah. Good evening, my beautiful and handsome family.
Yes,
Everyone
indeed.
is doing good.
Mudasa.
Ha ha ha!
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
got, hey,
I'm I'm very much grateful to have opportunity to speak on this live program.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes,
I
sir.
have. This is the second time I have taken part in your live teachings on this tradition, spiritual, and then talking about how the experience that you got from your visit to Ghana.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And then
Absolutely.
I came on the line on a late hour because it was late time over here. It's almost 2 p.m. in the midnight over here.
Oh.
Wow.
And then my
2 a.m.
my a little advice, my little thought of what you people are teaching us concerned about this spiritual aspect. Let me put in my little idea.
Please.
I think this spiritual aspect is something that build us both physical and spiritual aspect.
Yes, sir.
What you people are teaching about.
Yes, sir.
And then what I would say is that as any human being or any humanity, we
Mhm.
have our we have our personal spiritual leader. Let me say
Yes.
in that way, let me say your angel. That
Mhm.
he energizes you both physical and spiritual aspect.
Mhm.
When it comes to physical, when you know your spirit and when you know your angel that you work with, I
Right.
think most of the time it keeps you very strong from going into the bad aspect.
Yes, sir.
One, it will keeps you directly to know what is good and what is bad,
Yes,
especially
sir.
when you are going to a point of going to somewhere which is very wrong or something like that, or
Mhm.
it brings you good aspects into your life. So what I would say about what you people are teaching us and what your experience about Africa here, in Africa here, we have everything concerning about spirituality.
Yes.
We have different types of spirit that we serve. And then for you to know the right path or the right spirit that you are serving, it depends on how you have a good motivation, how you meditate each and every morning,
Mm.
how you pray very strongly, because that will lead you to be very strong in spiritual.
Ashe.
The more you meditate or the more you pray, it gives your spirit very strong energy. When you keep meditating or pray each and every minute of your time that you got, your leisure time that you got, it keeps your spirit strong. It keeps you to know closer to your spirit that you serve.
Mhm.
Because with that, it makes your spirit to be fluently with you. It keeps you fluently with your spirit. It makes you to know the good aspect and the bad aspect that the spirit that you are serving. Because each spirit had his negative or positive, or let me say advantage or disadvantage. It does have what he likes or dislike. So when you get being closer to your spirit and when you get good meditating each and every day or each and every night, it not let you, it accepts you to know the good and the bad thing that your spirit likes. So all that I would say is that in Africa here, we have a great opportunity of knowing all this kind of stuff. So you people coming here is a very great opportunity. And then I see that whoever is interested to know more about this should contact you,
Mhm.
Yes.
Nanamwa and your wife,
Yes.
and including Kofi, because you people got a great opportunity teaching people about all this. And
Yes,
then
sir.
your experience over here, I appreciate it and I really enjoy it. Because me myself have learned a lot from you people.
Hey,
From
David.
the past 15 years, yeah.
Hey,
From
David.
the past 15 years, yeah, Kofi.
I wanted to just cut you off real quick and say, who is this we're talking to, Doc?
That's the guy in the Welcome Like a Dog shirt. This is David Appiah Owusu. He is my Chimey.
Yes.
Ochami,
Yes,
yeah,
that is he.
yeah.
He is the closest person to me in Ghana. And I believe that God has chosen us to work together. The ancestors have chosen us to do these things because they need to be done, and we are the ones that the ancestors have equipped to do it.
Sure,
And
sure.
they keep putting us together. 14 years. they
Yeah,
kept us apart. And soon as we got back together, we started doing exactly what we started doing 14 years ago.
Yep.
that's sure. That's true.
Yeah, we
And
could.
then it also has bring us more energy.
Yes,
It keeps us
Yes.
very close.
yes,
We have learned a lot at this
yes,
time that we met.
absolutely.
Last time I said something that patience was the key to everything.
Yes,
Past 15 years, we
That's
haven't
right.
met. We felt the first that we met, the second time when we met again, we went through a lot, and because of
yes,
patience, we came out with
Oh,
success.
yes.
yes,
Yes.
absolutely. Boy,
Yes.
thank you, Lord.
He
Yeah,
did.
Thank you, David.
yeah,
Thank you, ancestors. Thank you for your words. Thank you for your spirit. Thank you for your heart. Thank you for your love.
Hey, David,
yeah, Kofi.
because this is called the Ask Doc Show, you got 2 questions to ask Doc. Go ahead.
Yeah, let me
Ask.
ask Doc.
What's your first question, David?
Doc, my first question is, what are some of the things that you want to know more? I think last time I asked this question and I want to repeat more.
Okay.
What are some of the things that we want to know more concerning about the chieftaincy as you have been installed as a chief as Nkoswahine in Latekubase in
Uh,
Ghana?
what things I would like to know more about? History.
Yeah, about the history.
History of
Yeah.
chieftainships, and what were the things that throughout that history were taken by the people to be enabling, uplifting. I would like to
Okay.
know much more about that.
Okay.
I think that
And
is
then-
part of my curiosity.
Okay, that's good because for your position and then for the stage that you are in now, you are being called Nana Kweku Amoa.
Yes.
You are the Nkoswahine of Latekubase.
Yes.
So what I would say is that there is more to go and there is more to come. We have a
Yes.
lot to do. That's the first thing I would say about the question that I asked you.
OG.
So for you to know all this, I think we have to have a good and perfect connection again,
Yes.
so that we will know the ground that we want to live up ourselves. And secondly, my question is, what are some of the challenges that before you being installed as a chief, as you being given that stew as a Nkoswahine, what are some of the challenges that you go through, or what are the experience? What are some of the things that you face before you get that seat?
Good question again. Excellent question. I've had challenges physically, emotionally, and spiritually. Now, before we started on our way there, I asked God, should I go? And God said, yes, you should go. But you're going to have challenges that are going to try you. And you're going to have to work your way through these challenges to find not just the solutions, but the understandings that will take you where you need to go.
Okay.
That's what I was told before I did anything about coming back to Ghana. I was told that. I understood it. I'm very gullible. And whatever God tells me, I believe. Whatever the ancestors say I should do, I do. And I've been that way since before my birth. Now, believe it or not, David, we've got to stop talking.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
David, thank you so much
Thank
again
you, thank you,
for
thank
sharing
you,
your
thank
blessings.
you, thank you.
We will continue to connect with you.
Yes,
and
next
look
Wednesday
forward
we're
to
going
you
to do the
spending
same thing.
time with us here
Before you
in Cleveland, Ohio.
come on to Cleveland.
Yes.
Because, yeah,
Working on
Okay.
that.
we're working on that right
Yes.
now. He's coming
With the
to
sisters-
David's coming to Cleveland,
with
y'all.
the sisters
Yeah.
of-
Give
with
it
the
up.
sisters of
Yeah.
the ancestors.
That's
Yeah.
good. I thank you all.
They are assisting us.
All right.
David
Love you,
Owusu.
David. Peace.
Yeah.
Okay.
David Owusu.
We want to give a shout out to James Holder, Shanks, OG
Shanks says I'm
Shankster,
loving the show.
who is the author of Walk 'em Like a Dog.
Yes, indeed.
Telling us that
Uh-huh.
he loves our show.
Uh-huh.
And we love him and his
And
show
Ghana
as
loves him
well.
too.
Yeah.
Ghana loves him.
David was wearing his shirt. Walk
Yes,
'em Like a
indeed.
Dog.
Come on.
So yeah, so we're very proud of that.
Accra Mall, the biggest mall in Ghana, they were playing his song and wearing his shirt. Oh, yeah. Now, hold on. We got a new caller? No? Okay, good, because I want to sing this song. But we are obviously not at the point where that's where the last thing I set off. The functioning of their spirit to direct and focus their mind should be pointed out to all children as they think about any question, problem, or situation. Changing or altering the images or visions of a situation profoundly changes the circumstances and the solutions. But we are obviously not at that point in time. Instead, we live in a totally different world. And despite its limitations and restrictions, this is the world we live
We're
in.
gonna need that picture of the Hip Hop Trio Plus.
Yes, please. Hip Hop
All right.
Trio Plus, because we're going
I
to
say,
sing a
Mike,
song.
she is on it as
Oh,
always.
look at this. I'm loving you. Oh, Marvin.
Yeah.
OG Saints says, I'm love y'all. I'm not I love y'all. I'm love y'all.
I'm loving.
I'm
Hey.
loving the show. That's the first thing he said.
I'm love y'all.
And
Hey.
then he says, I'm love y'all. Hey.
Hey.
Oh, you are love. Okay.
That's Sankster Hulk.
Yeah, it is. That truly
Thanks
is.
to Hulk.
Oh, he says we're playing his favorite. We get ready to play his favorite song.
Yes.
It's the world.
My favorite song. This is the world we live in. Hip Hop Trio Plus.
Yes.
That's us, y'all. Here we go.
This is the world we live in. You can choose to dress in it. This is the world we live in. You can choose to dress in it. This is the world we live in. You can choose to dress in it. Life has a purpose before we even came to existence. Everybody had a mission that we said we had to do. Beg the Most High to come back so that we can serve and fulfill what we said we here to do. But no, life isn't easy like that. We came into this world with a bunch of challenges, but luckily enough, the Most High got us blessed, giving us a grace that we naturally possess. So why do we sit around acting like we don't? Got so many gifts that we naturally own. We get here for greater things, we can feel it in the soul. Gotta go deep, gotta search the unknown. This is the world we live in. You can choose to dress in it. This is the world we live in. You can choose to dress in it. Talk to Old Bay, give him pass to follow, not based on you. It's all kind of hollow, your own understanding is best for your being. It's all about knowing, it's all about seeing that you. God sees the best. You believe it's all in your hands, don't be deceived.
Well, I got a few questions, cause I really get guessing. What would you do if you really knew you? We're on a mission,
Teaching you to listen,
Make images of what you hear.
listening to the spirit,
not mind,
It hears it, forgot what I feel.
not near.
to the power of you release. This is the world we live in. You can choose to dress in it. This is the world we live in. You can choose to dress in it. You can choose.
Yes.
Yes. Ha ha. In harmony. Okay. Last but not least, The trivalent operations of humanity are very well known, but little understood, which should now be one of the major foci of all educational institutions and educators. To find out more about this offshoot of noetic science, visit Prometheus Reborn Universal Foundation, Proof, on Facebook. Or on YouTube, check out the Meta channel. Aha! Meta is spelled M-E-T-T-A-H. You got to peep the spelling because there's a whole lot of different spellings of meta, and we're the only one that spells it like that.
Yeah.
M-E-T-T-A-H.
The Meta
Channel.
The Meta.
That's where all of our podcasts and videos are. If the Lord says the same and the ancestors agree, we're going to be starting some different classes there other than the classes that we already have right now. We got 3 sets of classes. You need to come check it out.
The
so
first,
that you can do you.
Yes, the first Tuesday in March, which is the 3rd, we will begin our next courses.
Yes,
and
our
you
next
can,
live courses.
Right. And you can enroll by going to PrometheusReborn.com. All the information is there for you to contact us. Again, PrometheusReborn.com. That's our website. We have some other images that we want to share that were our
Please.
favorite there. And we're going to start with Kojo and his wife, Badu. Yes, and they're right there.
He's
Kwabena.
It's not Kojo.
Oh,
I was just
Kwabena.
that's Kwabena.
Thank you.
That's Kwabena, his wife Badu, and Nana Botwe
Thank
sitting
you.
down.
And they are now in Stu 2, and what are they Akan priest names and Queen Mother names?
I don't know. I don't know.
We will have those ready for you next time. We're trying to keep an image of our experiences there and going back and revisiting things. So we'll go back and revisit that and write it down. So we'll have
Yes.
it.
And OG Shakespeare says, hey, chicken wing, cornbread, and Kool-Aid in that order. Okay.
Well, there was a chief there that kind of looked like OG. So
That's
we're going to
true.
look at the chief pictures. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, this
Oh,
wasn't
God.
the one, but there was another one. But that's all right. We love this one. These are some of the chief of the area of Larteh.
Right. This was done in the community center where I was installed. I'm sitting across from them right now.
Aquapin, am I pronouncing that
Yeah,
right?
Quappin.
Akuapin.
Aquapin is the district that we were installed in of Larteh. And talking about cornbread and Kool-Aid, there was some food that we ate there that kept our energy up, and we'd like
Lord
to
have
see an
mercy.
image of that. Yeah.
Oh, my God, y'all. Y'all just
Yes.
don't know.
The white substance that you see, it comes from a root from the ground.
Yes.
It's high in potassium. And I
Yes.
can understand why they would eat that because it's very hot there. So you want to have lots of potassium in your diet.
Potassium and sodium. You got to have those two in balance.
So the egg takes care of that as well as I would say your
And the yam.
yeah, and the
Okay.
yam. In the black substance that you see in between the egg is coal.
Charcoal.
Charcoal.
Yeah, charcoal.
They actually
And
put that in, and it absorbs all impurities in your digestive system.
anti-inflammation. Yes. So that was perfect for morning to eat to start your day.
Yes.
Yes, and we had some before every ceremony. The next picture of us is of my husband and I sitting for breakfast at the hotel, Hyde View Hotel.
Yes, we're sitting on the front
yes.
porch. All those columns, boy, with that picture that Ensom sent us that showed the real, oh my God.
Yes.
Y'all just don't
We
understand.
missed that one. But we can look at that one now. I had crossed it out, but it is on our list. The last picture with the
That's
that
it.
one.
That's where we
Yeah.
stayed. This is the hotel we stayed in Accra. No, Larte.
Yes.
Across the capital. We're up in the mountains.
Larte.
Yes, and this is the front. Right there, the area that looks blue is actually really grass. And I did my Tai Chi every morning out there in that area. We ate at the table right there. Right around the corner to your left is the convent where they sang us hymns every morning while we ate breakfast.
Yes.
Amazing place.
And then we have a wonderful video of Mick, in his Nana Abrafo attire.
That's him!
Yes. Yeah. That's him. Nana Abrafo.
Yes. Do it, Mick. Do it, Mick. Look at the face. Look at that face. Serious. And people are coming and thanking him.
Yeah.
Oh my God, look at that girl.
Yeah.
Yes.
Very nice.
Yes.
Very
Hot
nice.
dog.
Very
You do
nice.
it, boy.
I said, you saw that, Micah?
Come on now. Whole family, come watch this.
Yes, yes,
This is what your daddy do.
yes. And David took those shots as well.
Yes, he did. God bless him. Okay, y'all. Are we finished?
We're finished.
I think we should be. We have finished this. We will come back with next week's show will be the effects of all of this on us.
Yes. David, you'll be especially happy to hear the effects on us.
Yes, you most definitely will be. Come back next Wednesday and we'll talk about it.
Yes.
Till then, we must wish you
Peace.
peace, which stands for proper education. Always corrects error. We love you.
Love y'all.
Oh, you made it to the end of the video. Well, I am tired a little bit differently. I'm dressed as Baba Amwa. If you would like more of your own understanding, like, share, and subscribe.
Yes.
And go to the sites that we have listed around us. The Most High is good.
And the ancestors are kind
Thanks
for having us on your minds.
Peace.